Okay. Hello, hello, everybody. We are live. I am Ann Jones. I am a Reiki practitioner, spiritual healer, and nutritional coach for autism. And I'm here today with my beautiful friend, Sonia. She's a personal development coach, human design expert, and subconscious reprogrammer. And we have so much to talk about today. What she has to offer is just so incredibly transformative. And I'd love, Sonia, if you could guide us through a little grounding to get started.
Yeah, I'd love to. So if you'd like, you can close your eyes with me and just breathing through your nose, breathing without pausing between the inhales and exhales and inhales. So breathing continuously through the nose, minimizing any pauses. And just becoming present in this now moment. Noticing how you're feeling and letting however you're feeling be okay. Keeping your breathing connected. Noticing any sensations in the body without trying to change them. Just observing. And imagining any scattered energy coming back to you, helping you feel whole and nourished. And tune into your intention for this time together. I'll share my intention and I'll let Anne share hers. So it is my intention to slow down and be as present as I can be, to be connected to my heart, my intuition, to the guidance of Source, so that every person that is here can receive exactly what they require today, so that we can all elevate together, that we can heal, that we have fun, that we walk away open to the infinite possibilities, the magic, the miracles available to us in every moment. And Anne, if you'd like to share an intention, you can share yours now.
Beautiful. Thank you, Sonia. My intention is to drop into this present moment and to allow myself to serve as a channel to ask the right questions and to convey the appropriate information for the people who are viewing this video live or the replay, so that they can receive the information that is in their highest good to help them step into their fullest potential and to help with the transformation process. And I would also like to call in blessings for the International Women's Day celebration taking place this Friday and Saturday that Sonia and I are both a part of. This is how we connected. And I would ask that our messages reach the soul aligned people and women who will most benefit from the workshops, who will be held and supported in times of need, times of transformation. And so it is.
And keeping your eyes closed for another moment here and connecting to what it is you really, really want today. And feeling what it would feel like to have whatever it is that you want right now. Feeling that resonance in your body. And when you're ready, you can slowly come back and open your eyes.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for that, Sonia. And yeah, before we get into learning all about you and what you do, I just like to mention that I asked Sonia to guide us through that grounding process because I feel like many times people catch these lives while they're doing many other things and multitasking, but your offering is so unique and incredible. And I feel so blessed to have experienced a session with you on Monday that I feel that this is going to be a video that people are going to go back and watch again and give it their full attention. So even if they weren't able to completely drop in that moment, I feel it's going to be very beneficial for them when they watch it again in the future. So yeah, let's dive right in. So I had an amazing experience with a subconscious reprogramming session with Sonia on Monday, and truly just an hour together caused such shifts in my life and the program that I'm working on, and really opened my chakras in a very profound way. So I'm always, blown away when I experience something very transformative from a single session. I've had a few experiences like that. So I just wanted to really give you credit because I feel like you've really molded and melded a few unique offerings into something that is truly your soul's purpose. Like you are one of those people where I feel you are doing exactly what you are meant to be doing right now on this planet and really helping the collective. So I'd love if you could share with all of our viewers a little bit more about who you are, what you do, what led you to this path.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for your kind words and energy. I really receive it. And yeah, one of the things I teach is human design, or I teach people how to live in alignment with their human design. So if you know about human design, I'm a manifesting generator energy type. So I'm not always the most linear, basically. I can be a little all over the place. But yeah, so a little bit about me. I live in Miami Beach, and I'm originally from Poland, but have been in the States for almost 20 years. And really, it was my own struggles really with different physical issues, depression, chronic fatigue, digestive distress, and I was diagnosed with Lyme and all these different issues, both emotional, mental, and physical, that led me down this path of trying so many things to heal myself. And I've been through all of the different kind of stages of that, seeking my answers in Western medicine, and then in the naturopathic world. And then getting more into healing the trauma that I was carrying, and the suppressed charged emotions, and really reprogramming my beliefs on the subconscious level. So So it's been a whole evolution. So I guess I've been on this path my whole life, but yeah, so, and I've been through, which is common for manifesting generators, through different careers. I was actually, pre-med in college, and studied biochemistry, and then did research in immunology. But decided the Western medical path was a little too restrictive for me. And I'm so glad that I ended up being a healer in such a different way. And then I ended up going into business and in the corporate world. And during that time, I got my MBA, and I worked in the corporate world while kind of gathering the tools that I would use, in my coaching, starting with Kundalini yoga and meditation, then human design, then the subconscious reprogramming work, and most recently the emotional integration work that I've done with this book called The Presence Process, that I highly recommend to everyone. And I'll be talking about some of the tools from that book today and in the workshop on Friday. So I don't know if I covered it all, but feel free to ask me anything that wasn't clear.
Yeah, no, that was great information. Can you tell us a little bit more about human design? Because I had always been interested in human design. I've tried Googling it and reading about it, and I felt like it was like over my head. And just having you read my human design chart, it really gave me so much insight into myself and opened my eyes to things that I thought were like character flaws or something that was wrong with me and may prevent me from building my business. Like you mentioned, we're both manifestors, coincidentally or not. But so we're not always linear, and I do tend to bounce around. Like I have a lot of ideas and I may start working on one, but then I feel called to do something else. And as a spiritual healer and somebody who has a very deep connection to my guides and my ancestors, I listen, but then I also question, like, am I ever going to actually manifest anything? And in learning about my chart, it really put me at ease with where I am at on my path. So yeah, for somebody who doesn't know anything about human design, or somebody like me who's tried to look it up but didn't quite understand it, just give us a little bit of basic information about it.
Sure. So yeah, I love talking about human design. So human design is basically, your most authentic self. So it's the science of differentiation, because, I feel like we're all taught that there's this one path that we all need to take to success. We all need to be like strategic and consistent and, whatever we're told, right? Or linear, right? That's another one. So it's really talks about how, you're unique and you have your own path to success, to fulfillment, to health. You have unique gifts and talents. You have a unique flavor of intuition, and it teaches you how to listen to that intuition, which for most people in human design lives in the body rather than in the mind. So it's all about getting out of the intellectual, which is kind of the summary of my whole healing journey, getting out of the intellect and that analysis and into the body and into the heart, and listening to that wisdom beyond the mind. I always think, if our parents knew our human design when we were born, so the guy that downloaded human design, it was in 1987, the year I was born. So I guess they wouldn't have known about it. But it's a combination of different systems, the chakra system, the Chinese I Ching, astrology, Kabbalah, tree of life, and astrophysics. So anyway, so it combines these ancient systems. And yeah, and as you said, the biggest thing for me was, because I thought I needed to pick one thing and stick to it, and that was not my path. And once I learned about my human design, that I'm meant to change directions and try a lot of different things, and then leave things that no longer excite me behind, that it's okay, that you don't need to necessarily finish everything you started, because once you get the skill or the lesson, you can move on. Right. So all these things, I was like, oh, it's okay to be the way I am, because this conditioning and programming of society told me that the way I was wrong, and then like, a part of my human design is learning through trial and error and making mistakes, which like in my childhood, I was shamed for making mistakes. So it's like, I was scared of that process, but that's how I learned. So, imagining if like, you have a child and their design, and you can encourage them and ask them, what did you learn from this experience, instead of shaming them for making a mistake. So it just, it can reframe so many things, and I can talk about this forever. And it's has so many different parts to it, how you're meant to eat, how you best digest food. So it can deal with that as well. And like what environments you thrive in. So it has a lot of different layers, but really the two most important ones are your energy type. So like you're a manifester, and I'm a manifesting generator, which is a bit different, but because I have like the manifester part, which we share, and then the generator part. But basically the energy type is about how to exchange energy with the world around us, with other people in the right way, so that we have more energy, right? And we're living in alignment, and then like the things that we want come to us more easily. The one thing I didn't mention is that human design is the science of the aura. So it's like if we have all this conditioning and programming clogging our aura, there's no space for the things we want to come in. So it's basically about decluttering our aura. So first, it's the energy type, that's the most important thing. And then the second part is the authority, which is about how to make the right decisions for yourself, which is, I like to call it the unique flavor of intuition. And then there's like a lot of different things about like your unique gifts and talents and purpose, and how to eat, sleep, exercise, all that. So there's a lot, but it really, if you can master your energy type and your authority, your intuition, like it's a lifelong practice anyway. But like when you are living in alignment with those two, the rest of your human design kind of falls into place. So yeah.
Awesome. What a beautiful explanation. And yeah, I would highly recommend, if you don't know or understand your human design, that is definitely something that will give you a lot of insight into yourself and your path. So great information. And another thing we did on Monday was subconscious reprogramming. And again, this is another offering that I just feel is so very important, because the way you offer it, where you really feel into your body, and it's completely different from just talking about it, I think it could be so important to people who are struggling with trauma or PTSD, or people who are dealing with anxiety and depression, and they don't even know why, because that was a big part of my journey when I was in the world of Western medicine. I truly believe that there was like a chemical imbalance in my brain, which was what was causing panic attacks and very severe depression. And the doctors were, reinforcing that belief by just prescribing medication. And I was asked one time about my childhood, and I said, oh, it's fine, because I held this belief that if I had trauma in my childhood, I wouldn't have gone on to graduate from high school at the top of my class and graduate from college with honors. And then I got every teaching job I ever interviewed for. And that was when I always thought I would feel happy, when I had my dream career as a teacher and I had a house and a nice car. And once I had all of those things, I still felt empty and I still felt numb. And that was when I entered the world of modern medicine for mental health issues. And it was not pleasant and it was not helpful. So if I can spare anybody from that, I would love to just kind of talk through the process of, say somebody comes to you and they say like, I'm having anxiety now and it's kind of escalating into panic attacks and I'm feeling somewhat depressed. What would you do? How would you help them?
Yeah, so well, actually, I had a client. It was over a year ago, so she was experiencing daily panic attacks for 8 months, and she was referred to me because nothing was working. She was trying this different doctors and healers and cutting out caffeine and all these supplements. So yeah, I mean, I dive deep into like your history and what happened before she started getting them. So we identified a few stressful situations that happened, which then you can reprogram with the subconscious reprogramming process that I use, which is called Psych-K. So you can work with specific traumatic or stressful situations, meaning we bring peace around these situations on a subconscious level. And why working on the subconscious is important is because actually the subconscious programming, mostly which we receive before 7 years old, runs 95 to 99% of our lives. And then we're like, why does this keep happening to me? I'm like, because that's our programming. And unfortunately, we don't have control of how we're programmed as children. But anyway, so with her, we worked through these situations. We brought peace around them on a subconscious level. And then we, with this subconscious reprogramming tool, you can also program empowering beliefs in your subconscious in place of limiting beliefs. So beliefs around, for this specific case, it's obviously very individualized, right? Because everyone interprets things differently. It's based on I kind of customize it. But for this client, it was about, programming beliefs like, I feel safe in my body. I trust my body to heal itself. And, because a lot of people have these limiting beliefs around like how our bodies are so, faulty or, whatever, that they're weak and they need to be supported with lots of drugs and medications, right? But our bodies are so amazing. But believing that, right, and living in that reality helps. So yeah, because we can repeat affirmations, and this is what I used to do. But that's also very mental and on a conscious level, right? But most of what we experience in life has its root cause in the subconscious, which is related to emotions as well. So it's beyond our intellectual ability. So I hope that answered your question.
Yeah, totally. So yeah, going into a live interview like this, I always try to think about the people who are going to be viewing within the group and like the big topics I see. So that's one that I see a lot of is anxiety and depression. And the other is a lot of people who are like myself trying to build a business. And that was what you and I worked on was some financial blocks that I had that actually stemmed back to my childhood. And coming out of it, I felt very confident in moving forward with all of my ideas. So can you just speak a little bit on how you would help almost like the other end of the spectrum where, we've been through our path and we've done a lot of healing and now we're kind of like stepping into how we use these lessons to build a business and to help other people on a similar journey. And, we're just kind of feeling stuck and we don't know where to start.
Yeah, no, I feel like we all, and especially people who are healers and really care about others, I think we underestimate ourselves, or we don't feel like, we deserve to get paid as much as we need to get paid. So there's a lot of, I definitely help people identify just through, through listening to them, like identify where their limiting beliefs are, where they're keeping themselves small, where they're putting, and we all put caps on how much impact we can have, how much we can make, and all that. So, so reprogramming those limiting beliefs that we acquired in childhood, like for example, that we need to like work really hard to the point of burnout to earn enough, or um, whatever it is that, just believing on a subconscious level that we deserve to get paid for our gifts, and that our gifts are valuable. So yeah, there's a lot to talk about that there, but it's like the process of creating anything, whether it's creating more health and well-being, or creating a business, it's kind of a similar in a way process in terms of reprogramming anything that's holding you back from that. Because I believe that, our natural state is health and abundance. It's just, yeah, things get in the way, but.
Yeah, so very true. Yeah, I'm just taking it all in, and I just feel like you just have so much to share with this planet. So I guess the final thing I want to talk about then is I'm just really trying to promote like crazy this International Women's Day celebration that we're both a part of. So it was all put together by our friend Amanda for the first time last year. It was incredibly successful. The feedback that she got was amazing. So now we're on our second annual Women's Day International celebration. I'm offering a workshop that includes yoga nidra to rest the conscious mind and draw the body into a state of rest and relaxation. And then I'm pairing it with energy healing to cleanse and balance the chakras. And Sonia is also offering a workshop, and we're two of 20 women who are offering holistically minded workshops, and a single donation will get you access to all 20 workshops over the 2-day period, plus lifetime access to the recordings. And we just have so many incredible women with offerings within this workshop that, I truly hope that the people who are viewing this will check it out and see if anything resonates, because I really feel like it has the capacity to change a lot of lives. So Sonia, I would love if we can close with you telling us about your workshop and your offering.
Yeah, definitely. So, and yeah, I love yoga nidra, so it's been part of my journey. So yeah, we'll actually be doing a subconscious reprogramming, because you can do it individually or in a group. So we'll be doing the subconscious reprogramming process in the group with a specific stressful situation. So either something recently that upset or triggered you, because usually it's a pointer to what's unintegrated from the first 7 years, or like an older trauma, but it's a very gentle process, which you can attest to. So it's very it's completely safe, so you can feel comfortable about that. So yeah, we'll see what magic that creates. We'll shift some things. And then I'll also be sharing some tools from like emotional integration tools from the presence process. So it's a book by Michael Brown, and it's also a 10-week process that he recommends you go through 3 times. So recently I completed my 3rd journey through the process, and I like to say it's kind of like ayahuasca or plant medicine, which I actually haven't really done plant medicine, but it's the author designed it to create similar results, but without the need for any outside medicine. So it uses the breath, the connected breathing that we did in the beginning, but like when you're going through the process, you do it for at least 15 minutes twice a day. So we'll do a little bit more of that breathing practice, which has changed my life, and I'll share some other tools about how to integrate these suppressed, charged, uncomfortable emotions from childhood, so that you don't end up reacting and projecting them onto other people, so that you integrate them and then you can respond more resourcefully to whatever the situation is. So I'm really excited. It's such powerful it's such powerful work. So I tell people, I'm like, if you don't want to work, if you feel like you're not ready to work with me individually, like at least read the book, and you'll get kind of a lot of what I teach. That's why I was like, when I found that book, I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. So anyways, so I'm very passionate about sharing that. And, who knows what else I'll download by Friday. Manifesting generators and manifestors, we're the people that book the tickets last minute, and actually we're meant to not really commit to things long term, to plans far in the future, because things change for us so quickly. So the manifesting generator is usually like the one buying the ticket right before, and sometimes I'll get downloads, so things can shift. So I don't even know what other magic will be happening on Friday, but that's the basis of it.
Awesome. Well, I'm so looking forward to it. And for anybody who is interested in joining and participating in Women's Day International, I will put the Eventbrite link in the comments. And yeah, please feel free to post any questions or comments that you may have for Sonia. Thank you all so much for tuning in.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. This was amazing.
Incredible.